So, being in a predominantly blue state, how do you feel about your vote's impact?
It feels pretty minimal because I feel like we're still gonna elect a Democratic senator. Like they're probably going to be like Feinstein or a Cubit, like definitely. So pretty minimal as a blue state.
I feel like honestly, one particular vote doesn't make much of an impact, but I still think it's an important thing to exercise, and you can't complain about like what's going on politically right now if you don't do something about it. So I feel like either way, you have to do it. You have to express your vote and your belief. Yeah.
I feel it matters a little bit more on county. So I'm from Orange County, so I know my vote comes from a little more red county. So it kind of has a bigger impact. Coming from a blue state, though, it does have like a little bit of a lesser impact than if I were to say somewhere from Texas or Alabama, that's a predominantly red state. But I still feel like any vote matters in today's day and age.
Personally, I feel like it doesn't have any impact. But for this election, it's very important just because we're voting for a new governor of California, and we want to continue to have California as a sanctuary state and continue to protect the immigrant rights. Personally, my family is from Mexico, so immigrant rights are especially important for me, as well as women's rights, healthcare, especially healthcare. I actually lost my healthcare this year, so for me, that's a big issue. And another one would be like sexual harassment in the workplace, having more bills passed that protect women.
Locally, my vote matters a lot, whether it be, I don't know, the national votes may not matter as much, but locally and around the state, my votes do matter via propositions or local measures. So,
well, I think the mentality of the whole like California will always say blue is very like a precaution that we should take because we never know what may happen, you know, like states can swing. As well, California, we believe that we have a really steady ground. It's a lot of like eerie in the air, especially like Orange County, how they really want to like, they're heavily red, and they really want California to be red. So, you know, I think I say like although I'm voting for myself, I'm voting for a family of 6. And, you know, hopefully saying that what I do it for them.
I mean, I honestly think it doesn't impact it as much, especially being like in this district with all the other students.
Yeah, I was going to the same. So a lot of like counties, like Orange County, like within that, like probably like Fullerton and cities like that. There's a lot of like heavily Republican like majorities, and also like the representatives there. They've been there for like 20 plus years, and the constituents don't even know that they're like the representatives of their cities or anything.
I feel like even though we're in a predominantly blue state, everyone should make sure that their voices are heard, whether or not they're Republican or Democrat, because at this point in our nation, it's just important that everyone's voices is heard. And whether or not you think your vote's not going to have an impact because California will always be blue, you never know what your vote can do.
Being in a predominantly blue state, how do you feel about your vote's impact?
Well, I think that my vote makes an impact in my county, so that's where I vote. I don't vote here.
I feel that even though I also count as like blue, I'm a Democrat, even though I do feel that sometimes it feels a little hard to have your voice heard when mostly everyone's going to vote a certain way.
Being in a blue state is kind of odd for me because I live in a red district. It's always been red throughout California's history. So what I do towards my district doesn't really matter, but what I do towards the state does. So
I feel like it makes me feel better about the way I vote because I guess I wouldn't feel as judged, and I would feel like most of the people around me would be voting in a similar way.
Of a patriotism that's inclusive of all of us. And for those of you who are sick and tired of what's coming out of Washington, there are seats to flip today. You can walk right down, if you're a Democrat, down Democratic headquarters on Westwood Boulevard. I was just there. They're sending busloads to...
You know, I don't think we should paint states one color or another. Orange County has been a quote-unquote red county for years, and we're such a huge state that finally California can make a huge impact in the nation. Maybe there's 9 seats that potentially could change hands. So sometimes we take an entire state, color it one color. Beto O'Rourke was telling me a story of being in West Texas. He said nobody had come to this small town in West Texas since 1948 when Lyndon Baines Johnson was running for Senate the first time, because Republicans didn't go there because they thought it was red, Democrats didn't go there because they thought it was red, and one guy talking to him said, "Thank you for actually showing up." So what I'd say to anybody in California and anybody in this country is show up. There are people who haven't been talked to. There are seats that people think aren't flippable, and they are, and we have each a role to play.
First of all, I'm an international student.
Okay.
So I don't know how my thinking will affect it. But of course, I want people to vote because it's their vote. If I were in India, I would have voted. If it was vote, I would have flown to India, gone to vote. So I request everyone to vote.